bud. There's a whole other world of dragons out there.
Hi, I'm Ellie Holland from the Fan Carpet. We're at the Gala of How to Train Your Dragon 2 in Leicester Square. Enjoy! For those who don't know, can you tell us a bit about the film?
I can do. Well, if you've seen the first film, you'll know that there were 15-year-olds, and this time around Hiccup and his gang are all 20-year-olds, so 5 years have passed, and Hiccup is now being tasked with taking over as the chief of his tribe, and he doesn't feel quite ready for that job yet. So he's been expressing himself and his restlessness by being out on the edge of the Viking map, discovering new lands and new dragons and new people, some of which are up to nasty plots. And so he discovers that there is a conqueror who's building a dragon army, and a mysterious dragon rider who's whisking those dragons away to safety, who turns out to be his mother.
So the second film opens 5 years after the first film, and Astrid and Hiccup are now 20, and their relationship has really grown, and you definitely feel a romantic vibe in their relationship, but ultimately the crux of their relationship is still their passion and excitement for adventure and discovery, and Hiccup, you know, this is definitely a coming of age story for Hiccup, and Hiccup is coming into his own, as all of the characters are, and he is moving towards having to step into the role of chief. And for Astrid, that is a very natural thing and something that she would take on wholeheartedly with no qualms about it. And Hiccup is more of a reluctant hero. He doesn't know that that's right for him. So that's his journey, and Astrid is just a different person than him. They have kind of different beliefs, but they're partners in crime.
How does it feel to have a series of books inspiration for a growing film franchise?
Well, it's quite extraordinary because it's not something that you expect is going to happen. You know, when you write the books, when I wrote the books, I was just happy to have it published. So I wasn't thinking it was going to be made into a sort of massive Hollywood film franchise. So it's pretty unexpected, but lovely. Lovely because I love the films. I think it would be difficult if I didn't love the films, you know, because I put so much into the books. But because I love the films, it's a wonderful experience.
If you had a dragon, how would you raise it and how would you bring it up?
I think that, you know, it's funny interacting with the dragons when we're recording in our imaginations. I'm always imagining my dog, or all the dogs I've ever had, and they have a lot of pet-like qualities, dog-like qualities, cat-like qualities, and so I guess I would just train a dragon the way I trained my dog, which is just with lots of treats and hugs and kisses. I guess the treats would have to be more slimy and bigger, I guess.
Basically, get it to sort of, you know, sort things out. You know, like I get a sort of, you know, like a cataloguing dragon to catalog CDs, albums, because that's really boring, all that stuff.
So I think you should get it to do your cleaning the house, doing the garden.
Multitasking it.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Animals in the house. So that the problem with the dragon, actually probably would eat all of them.
Oh dear, that's not good then.
Very good. Maybe you have to get one that's not a fire-breathing one.
Yeah.
Maybe a more passive, domestic
animal one.
Yeah, like a sort of, you know, quite a mellow, slightly dopey one.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, like
Thank you. No, not at all.
I'm very excited about the film. I loved the first one. It was really, really fun, and I just love that idea of having a dragon. It's amazing.
Do you wish you could have a dragon?
Oh yes, of course. No, I do. I have a pet dragon.
That is amazing.
Yeah, no.
What do you feed it?
I feed it eggs and kale. Kale, lots of kale.
Kale is actually really good.
Yes, steaming. I steam the kale, and then and then it's you know, amazing. I love it.
That is so cool.
What am I talking about?
I'm just excited to see what comes out of Dean's imagination. I mean, after the first film, it was so satisfying. It was hard to imagine where it was going to go. And, you know, I think Dean blew us all away with the depth that he took the characters and the story to. So I don't know what he has in store for the third movie, but I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Are you excited about how all the audience is going to react, and especially the kids?
Well, yes, no, I am. I am very excited because this, you know, apart from anything else, I brought my own kids along to this screening, and it's going to be the first time they've seen the film completed. So yes, I'm very, very excited for them to see it.
Well, I hope that audiences will first and foremost be transported and feel like they've stepped into a world that they want to live in, where dragons seem very real, and the idea of having your own dragon as a pet seems quite believable. But at the same time, you know, there are lots of laughs, there are lots of tears in the movie as well. So in the end, I hope that they feel like they took a little holiday to a magical, mythical place, and would love to come back and spend more time there.
I love films like this actually. I love, you know, well-made cartoons that me and the family can enjoy. This thing, they're great. I love going to movies. I've always loved going to movies, you know, since I was a kid. I just love that communal experience of it. You don't get from just watching it on a DVD at home or off a computer. So big events, I like going to things like that. So that could be a movie, or it could be a rock concert, could be going to the theatre or something, you know, some even big sporting events. I just love being in a big crowd of people, because I think somehow it sort of reminds of, you know, what these events would have been like, you know, going back years, centuries. You know, I went to Rome recently, I did a gig there. I went to the Colosseum, and you think, yeah, this is the same sort of thing. This is people came here to see a show. Thousands and thousands of people came together, and so it's a very old thing. It's a very sort of ancient human sort of need. So that's my answer. Live things.
I love, I don't know, my family. I love sunshine, music, art, oh God, partying, dancing, lots of amazing things, yeah.
So J.K. Rowling doesn't count, you mean, as a children's book writer? She sort of does.
I think she does count. Yeah, I really like her.
She's done, and I also love her adult books. I love her detective books as well as her, you know, books for, you know, her Harry Potters.
Yeah.
So I very much admire her. Yeah. Who's your hero?
I like Jacqueline Wilson.
Oh yes.
I read like literally every book.
Yeah, you see, that's I admire people who can get kids reading, because it's, you know, I love movies, I love television, but it's wonderful to have writers who can get kids reading.
What's coming up for you now?
Well, this second installment is actually the middle act of a larger 3-act trilogy, and so I'm heading on to the third film of the trilogy.
Oh, that's really exciting.
Me, I'm doing a show. I'm writing a pilot sketch show for TV, and I'm doing a tour which will probably go around Australia, New Zealand, and then around Britain.
I'm really busy. I'm writing an album and collaborating with some really awesome artists. I am, what else am I doing? I'm gigging every day. I was gigging till 5 this morning. It's a bit rushed, left at 6, so I haven't slept yet, but it's fine. Life goes on. It's much better to be busy. No, it's been really amazing recently. Really.
Could you let us in on the little information who you are collaborating with?
I've already put a few videos up with James Smith and I, and so they're going well. We've done a bit of collaborating, but the other artists, you'll have to watch my YouTube channel to find out.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not that different. Other than at the end of the day, the only thing being used is your voice. They have cameras on us for reference. You know, they're watching us as we record, so that if the animators, you know, need inspiration, they'll go to see, you know, what did her face look like when she was saying that line, or what were her hands doing, and so that's why sometimes I can watch the character, and even though we look nothing alike, I can recognize looks or facial, you know, expressions or hand gestures that seem like, yeah, they probably got that from me.
Well, we're the first film at DreamWorks to take advantage of a 5-year development in technology, and so everything's been revamped. All of our software, from animation all the way to the lighting. And the biggest change is that it's very, very powerful, so we can have as many characters on screen at one time as we want. They have many more controls to them, so the models themselves are very, very complex, whereas that wasn't possible before. And now we also have the ability to see it all in real time. We don't have to wait for things to render. And So that's really, it's freeing for us, it's freeing for the animators, because they can go in and they can work in a really intuitive way now, where they're back to working with their hands. It's almost like an animator with a piece of paper. They work with a stylus on a tablet. They can manipulate the characters, just sort of push and pull, just like a stop-motion animator would work with clay. And so it's very, it's different, because it used to be a very laborious process, and you used to have to wait to see the results, and now it's instantaneous.
That's it from us, but remember to follow us on Twitter. See you next time.
Hold on! Distract the Alpha.
Have a nice flight!